Hello, friends, and welcome to this week's edition of Real Talk Wednesday. Okay, so I've had to take a little bit of a hiatus from Real Talk Wednesday as I was finishing out my semester. As some of you may or may not know, I am pursuing a Master's of Divinity in Ministry Leadership and Theology at Truett Seminary at Baylor University. And this was my very first semester going back full time since having my son 3 years ago. So it was a challenge. That's putting it lightly. But I survived. God is great. He is faithful, and I made it. And my grades were fine. I did a good job. I stayed on top of things. But all that to say, I have not had the time that I wanted to focus on my blog. So I'm excited about jumping back in this summer and kicking things off with today. So what I want to talk about today is something that has been a thorn in my side probably my entire life. And I know a lot of you out there can relate to me, and it's procrastination. Yes, it's a dirty word. And it has plagued me my whole life. And it's crazy that I'm such a horrible, I guess I'm not a horrible procrastinator. I'm a great procrastinator because I do it all the time. But it is actually mind-boggling to me that I procrastinate as much as I do, especially because I'm such an overachiever. Like, I like doing things well. I like doing things, I like exceeding people's expectations. But something will happen, and I will put things off and put things off and put things off. So my success partner, Hannah, suggested to me a couple months ago that I read Brian Tracy's book, Eat That Frog. When I was in the middle of my semester, I really just could not stomach reading another book. So I got it on audio, and I started listening to it in the car, and slowly but surely things were getting deposited in me. But this morning I got up and I listened to it for almost 2 hours. So I listened to the first 15 chapters of the 21 chapter book. And my mind right now is just blown on what I can actually start doing to stop procrastinating. So there were a couple things that I wanted to share that are just real honest and real simple that I'm surprised these things didn't come to me sooner, but thank you, Brian Tracy, for this book, and thank you to Hannah for suggesting it to me. The first thing that I think we have to realize is that in this day and time, we're always trying to catch up. I know I feel like that all of the time. I'm always trying to catch up and get to the next thing, get this done so I can move on to the next thing, and so on and so on and so on. And with all the stuff that we jam-pack in our lives, with how busy our lives are, how many distractions we have to accept that we are never going to be able to accomplish and complete every single thing that comes in our mind to do. It's just not possible. And so embrace that and understand that there's going to just have to be some things that you let go and that you understand, you know what, I might not ever get to that. And that's okay. Or I may not be able to get to that right now in this season of my life, and that's okay. So that's the first thing, is that, you know, it's going to be impossible for you to ever feel like you've just completely caught up. There's always going to be something else, some next step, some next project, some next goal that you're going to have to reach for. So we have to kind of release that. The other thing that Brian Tracy said that was really great and insightful is that everyone procrastinates. Everyone does it. It's not just me. I feel like I'm the queen of procrastination, but I'm not the only person that does it. What he says, though, is that the difference between successful people and people who are not successful is what you choose to procrastinate on. And that, for me, was the light bulb when he started to talk about that. And he said that what happens with a lot of people is that we mistake activity for productivity. I am so guilty of that. I feel like if I've been busy all day, I've been productive. But the truth is that I could spend 20 minutes doing some of the most important tasks of my day and sleep the rest of the day. And some days, that 20 minutes I spent would have been more productive than me being busy all day, because I busy myself with stuff that doesn't matter. So he talks about this 80-20. And a lot of people use the 80-20 rule. It really, I guess, kind of relates to a lot of different things. But as far as productivity, he said that 20% of our activity are the things that we do produce 80% of our results. So 20% of our productive tasks produce 80% of our results. And he said that what happens with a lot of people is successful people will focus on the 20% of the tasks that they need to do that are going to make them most productive, and they will procrastinate on the 80% of tasks that really don't matter. What most of us do, however, is that we focus on that 80% of the tasks that really aren't going to matter here or there, whether or not they get done. They're not going to impact our lives. They're not going to further our goals. And we procrastinate the 20% of the stuff that would make us most productive. That is me to a T, and I've got to stop doing that. At the end of the semester, I really came down to crunch time, and it was probably the closest that I've gotten to, I mean, it's not even closest that I've gotten to. I failed at something this semester. I had a class that I'd taken all semester, that I focused on all semester. Obviously, I took it all semester, but I focused all semester, got off track in March, and just could not catch up. And what happened with that class is I got down to the wire. I did everything in that class except for 2 assignments. I got above a 95 on everything in that class except for those 2 assignments. And because I got zeros for those 2 papers, because I just could not find the time to fit them in, then I got a B+ in that class when I should have gotten an A. Now, I know for some of you that's not a big deal. For an overachiever like me, that was a huge deal. And I'm still trying to get over it, but it showed me that I've got to stop procrastinating. There are days when I will stop what I'm doing. I will stop working on my coaching business. I will stop studying so that I can, one day I was fixing a tripod that my son broke. Not going to change my life if that tripod stays broken for the next 48 hours while I finish the things that are important. And it was so interesting because in that moment, for the first time in a long time, I'm fiddling with the tripod and getting the screwdrivers and stuff together, and I stopped and I said, wait a minute, Mary. Put the tripod down, go back in the office, and work on your paper. This is not important. That is something that I don't tell myself often, but I'm recognizing as I'm listening and reading through Brian Tracy's book that is what I have to start doing. He has some great tips and ideas and just really practical things to do to start focusing on that 20% and let the 80% go. Because at the end of the day, that pile of laundry is going to get done. It shouldn't trump the 20% of the things that I need to do. At the end of the day, there are going to be errands that I can run later. There's going to be stuff around my house I can do later. Even prioritizing my business and my studying, there's stuff that can be done later so that I can focus on the stuff that has to be done now to make me the most productive. And so I'm really excited about this book. I'm going to be really focusing in and putting the tips he suggests to practice over this next several weeks. And this is something I'm really excited about, and I want to share it. So what I've decided to do is in July, I'm going to lead a free 30-day break that trend of procrastination challenge to anybody who wants to be in it. The only thing you have to do is purchase the book. You can either buy the book or get the audiobook. And for 30 days, we're going to go through that book together and challenge each other and keep each other accountable to breaking the cycle of procrastination so that not only can we focus on that 20%, but we can start meeting our goals, start living the lives that we want to live because we're getting the important stuff done first. So that's my Real Talk Wednesday for this week. I want to challenge everybody to break the trend of procrastination and do that by focusing on the 20% of your tasks that you know are the most productive for you to get done, and just let the 80% of that other stuff go. I know it's hard, but that's really what's going to get you to your dreams, help you achieve your goals. So I hope this was helpful for you guys. As you can see, I'm pumped up about this book. I'm so excited about putting these things into practice. And I hope that you will be on the lookout on my Facebook page, my YouTube channel. I'm going to be announcing a couple weeks before I start this Eat That Frog Challenge that I'm going to be announcing it and signing people up to be in the group. Again, like I said, it's free. All you have to do is purchase your own copy of Eat That Frog, and then we're just going to go through it together and really push and challenge each other to stop procrastinating and start achieving our dreams. Thank y'all so much for tuning in and checking out this week's edition of Real Talk Wednesday. I hope that you guys have a wonderful rest of your week. Be blessed, and I will see you in a couple of weeks. I'm going on a cruise next week, so I won't be doing Real Talk Wednesday next week, but I will be checking back in the first Wednesday in June. Thanks, guys. Bye-bye.